This person on Twitter is known as LPT Kusa. They make plushies. This is an indie plushie maker. They make plushies and sell them because that's a lot of fun. And so far, with most people, their plushies have been received quite well. However, there's someone who did not receive it well, and I kind of want to play Scoundrel Bingo for that person. This person had a less than, let's say, less than civil, less than professional response. So let's go over the issue from the start. LPT Kusa is an indie plushie maker and is usually received quite well by the VTubers that they make plushies of. But not now, not this time. Let's have a look. Quote, I got commissioned to make a Gumpai plushie. I still have some plushie body after I finish it. Then I go ask everyone on, I presume, the Discord server, if anyone want it. I only sold 3. That only 4 Gumpai plushie ever sold. I'm sorry for not thinking it through, only thought people will like to have it. Which is a great idea, in my opinion. Kusa has later apologized to Gumpai and Juba. I don't know who that latter person is. Only thought people will like it and don't have to waste all the material. I don't like to see plushie got thrown out. Understandable. I already tell this with her Discord server that these are leftover, not sold. I got commissioned and still have those prototype body, and if anyone want them, I don't sell those in big number, just those body left over. When I said this also there, so I think she's okay with just 3 or 4. So, from my understanding, Kusa has only like 3 or 4 of these prototypes left over that weren't sold. And in my opinion, this is completely fine, completely good. Oh, someone, so a fan of Gumpai commissioned you to make plushies of Gumpai. You did, and Gumpai is not happy. Which is weird, in my opinion. Because if we look at Gumpai's response, it is quite strange indeed. So, how about you read the other guy's post he just made and fucking apologize for being a dickhead? To which Gumpai responds, I read it, and I said what I said. The Mao is really unprofessional still, and trashy to just do that in someone's Discord server. Don't promote your shit in someone else's Discord server. Mind you, I made a comment. I don't think you did anything wrong. Someone commissioned you to make them, and you just fulfilled the job you were given. There's a concept called fan merch. That's what this is, and I think it's a great thing. Kusa made fan merch of Gumpai and promoted it in Gumpai's Discord, to which Gumpai is not happy. So, Gumpai, first off, goes on to call Kusa unprofessional and trashy. In my opinion, that is not sincere. Like, you call the person unprofessional and trashy. This is not being a sincere person. You also come across as being rather disrespectful. It's rude. Gumpai then proceeded to really lash out. It would have been a completely different story if he mailed me the extra plushies. But now he's so profit-oriented that he decided to sell knockoffs to people in my community who have no idea when their shit will get shipped. Replying to themselves in some place asking whether or not the person is a scammer. Now, it would have been a completely different story if they had mailed me the extras. Keep in mind, Kusa spent their own money buying the material. They spent their own time and hard work making the plushies. And because they did not sell, Kusa is making a loss. They're losing money because it did not sell. But Gumpai is under the impression that Kusa is so profit-oriented that they decided to sell knockoff. No. Kusa is a fan of VTubers, from what I can tell, and they like VTubers enough that they make merch, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. So, knockoff. Implication here is low quality. What is a knockoff, if not low quality? Gumpai is making the accusation that the merch is low quality. Cheap, low quality, sold for a profit because the other person is a leech. That is the implication that Gumpai comes with. I totally disagree with that. It's a person who's a fan of VTubers, got commissioned by another fan to make merch, and said, hey, I made merch of you. I think it'd be pretty cool and fun to share that with people. And in my opinion, I wholeheartedly agree. If anyone ever commissions merch of me in the future, I'll buy it. Or at the very least, I will promote it, because I think it is cool. It's such a great honor. Like, somebody likes you enough to ask someone else to make merch of you because they like you that much. That is a tremendous honor. You should feel proud to have this happen. But Gumpai is being an asshole. Hateful, even. And then Gumpai also goes on to insult not just the guy who made the plushies, but their country. Bro lives in Vietnam. There's no way he's struggling for extra cash in that country with his business. What do you mean to say here? You can sell orange juice with coffee shots for $1 and live off that for a week in that fucking country. Really? No, you can't. $1 is enough for like a breakfast, maybe a very cheap dinner, and that's about it. No way you can survive on that for a week. But the implication here is racist. Like, oh, it's one of them countries. You can just sell some orange juice and coffee for $1, and now you live like a king for a week. It sounds mildly racist, I'm not gonna lie. This is incredibly rude and deceitful, by the way. It comes off as being arrogant and also delusional. Comes across as being arrogant, delusional, is rude, is very much disrespectful, just saying. This also comes across as being malicious. Later, the person says, I didn't even get anything for free. Expecting people to give you stuff that they paid for free. So long as you don't pay for it, it's fine. It doesn't matter if anyone else pays for it. Kusa paid for the material with their own money. They spent their own time and hard work to make the plushies. It was very much not free. You want their labor, their time, their money to be put into such a use that you can get stuff without you paying for it. That, in my opinion, sounds resentful. It sounds prideful, boastful, delusional. It's the epitome of, well, entitlement. It makes you sound jealous. Superficial, because, again, you're probably bitching about this for clout. You're superficial. It also sounds rather exploitative, and you have no lack of shame or modesty with this whole thing. Like, lashing out like this is a clear indication that you have no modesty, no shame, and you try to exploit someone else. And then Gumpai goes on to attack all other VTubers. Quote, I'll always get fucked over by the VTuber community, no matter what. I get my design/character raped for profit, while not even getting anything for free. Many such cases. So, you want stuff for free, you want people to never complain about you, and when you are a bitch, and people call you out for it, you play victim. I should have that on the bingo card as well. I'm getting raped by the VTuber community. God, please help me. No, you're not. No one is really no one is unfairly attacking you here. You have essentially backstabbed the entire VTuber community. Ding, 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 ding. It's a bingo. You've backstabbed the entire VTuber community, essentially. You're creating confusion, you're creating chaos, you're quite subversive in your actions. What kind of person are you? And then, you're promoting your own official merch, using this whole situation to promote merch that you will actually benefit from. By the way, you're also cruel. So you wanted the person to send you the leftovers for free, even though it cost them money. You shouldn't have to pay money, according to you. You wanted them to share profit with you. And what did you provide in return? All of this bullshit. Faking outrage for clout. You were quite rude. You were arrogant. You have a delusional mindset. You're cruel. You're resenting the other person. You're even lying. You're jealous that you didn't make any money. You're exploiting the person in hopes of getting anything else. And more than anything, you're acting with incredible malice. There's only 7 traits missing. By the way, 25 maximum minus 7. That's 18. You have scored a whopping 72% on the scoundrel trait. In the words of Confucius, he would call you petty. This is an inferior person, a petty person. Like, why are you like this? You have made no benefit at all. This response is awful. But do you know whose response is not awful? Sakana from Face Connect. Because it turns out that LPT Kusa has in the past made merch of Sakana, the CEO and founder of Face Connect. How do you think Face Connect reacted? Well, Kanekolumi, VTuber from Face Connect, replied by, where can I buy him? The blender awaits. Himemiya Rie, another Face Connect VTuber, also replied, drop the shop link. I need a new chew toy. Kaminari Clara, another VTuber from Face Connect. Okay, but can I request you put little plush guts in one, so I can perform surgery and take them out one by one? Again, wanting to buy. Another Face Connect VTuber, Amanogawa Shina. What the fuck? I want one. Yet another, Maimi Tenma, Perfect Idoru. I will buy this and fill him with slime and do surgery on him, like they do on a grape. Here we have 5 VTubers from Face Connect who wants to buy the Sakana plushies. Now, Sakana being the CEO and founder of Face Connect. How do you think he replied to merch of himself? He replied by sending Kusa a private message. I'd like 30 of your Sakana plushies, please. Sakana replied by buying 30. He's like, oh, you made fan merch of me? I'll buy 30. What a great response. And here, Jelly Hoshiumi. We wanted 100. Again, Kusa replying back with a screenshot from Sakana. Paid, thank you. Sakana paid for 30 of them. Can I also get the jelly one? For jelly. Make by yarn. What's the material in the picture? The one surrounded by the Sakana plushies. So Sakana bought even more. Not just the Sakana plushies, but he bought jelly plushies for jelly. That is how you approach something like this. Sakana purchased. You complained and bitched about not getting free stuff. Let that sink in for you. You called the person unprofessional and trashy. You insulted him and his country by calling them poor, essentially rather racist. You complained that you didn't get anything for free, and now you alienated and attacked the rest of the VTuber community for not siding with you. While, by the way, you're also lying. You're also lying. And using outrage from the situation to promote other merch that you will get a profit from. You come across as a very petty person indeed. While Sakana is one hell of a chad for buying so many. Gumpai, you handled this situation in probably one of the worst ways possible. The way you handled this was absolutely atrocious. An awful response. Need I remind you of the bingo, malice, superficial, or faking outrage for clout? Rude, arrogant. You disrupt order by attacking other VTubers who have nothing to do with this. You're being very disrespectful towards others. And you have a quite delusional mindset, because you expect to get stuff for free while also insulting the person you want stuff from. This is also kind of subversive. You're undermining other people. It comes across as being resentful and cruel, not sincere in the slightest. You're also lying, by the way. It comes across as you being incredibly jealous of what the other person has made. And prideful, you're boastful. You have an incredible pride or ego that you think has been hurt. And in a way, you're backstabbing other people too. And it sounds like you're trying to exploit the person who made the plushies for your own benefit. All of this comes across as you having a huge lack of modesty, a huge lack of shame. You're the worst. You're a villainous scoundrel. I cannot imagine handling a situation like this any worse than what you just did. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself. To just drill home what I mean, listening to your response to this whole thing.
I'm not entirely sure, but I'm tempted to say your brain cells are an endangered species.
Because they kind of are. Let's be honest here.
You're fucking weird.
And...
But it's not worth it.
What you're doing is not worth it. So that's what I want to say on that. I have no words anymore. I have said all the words I have, and now I have no more